Hi, my name is Joe Lavin and I am a massage therapist located in Seattle, Washington. Massage and Bodywork in Progress is a new project I'm working on where I will be recording some of my actual massage or bodywork sessions and then posting the highlights so that people can get a more representative idea of my actual work and flows than they can from my instructional videos for licensed massage therapists. So even though this is not an actual therapeutic massage session, it is very representative of the work that I would do with this specific unique person if it were. As it is, T is a good friend of mine who also happens to be a massage therapist. We are very comfortable with each other, have excellent personal boundaries, and feel very safe giving to and receiving from each other. Here are some very important disclaimers. This video is for entertainment and general information purposes only. Nothing in this video should be considered as professional or medical advice. Nothing in this video should be considered to be approved as continuing education for licensed massage therapists. Some of the techniques that I use in this video may not be safe for receivers to receive or givers to give. Some of the draping may not be appropriate or even legal for licensed therapists to use in their specific jurisdictions. Always check what is appropriate for you and or your client or partner where you are practicing. In terms of my work, all of my body work and even my licensed massage is intentionally nurturing and caring. My work relies on a certain level of connection and familiarity with my clients. It relies on mutual trust that is developed over time through shared experiences and clear communication. It's important to understand that it's not intended to be erotic in the giving or the receiving. Although there may be things that seem erotic to you as you view the video, and there may even be some trauma triggers for you. If you are easily triggered or have unresolved trauma issues that involve touch or sex, you may want to stop watching the video now or watch the video with someone that you trust and that you can talk with about anything that might come up for you. Last but not least, I know that it's almost impossible to watch a video like this without being hypercritical, especially if you're a professional massage therapist or body worker. I get it. I have the same tendencies and could easily pick apart every technique in this video. But I'm encouraging you to watch with a mindset of curiosity and possibilities instead of impossibilities. This is just creative ideas for you. With all that said, enjoy the session. I'm going to start here with my full body flow and then get into some of my three-dimensional work around the 6 minute or 6 minute 30-second mark. I'll also add some comments throughout the video where I think they might be helpful. Enjoy. A lot of people stop right here when they're coming at the back, but I find that drop through the whole shoulder just feels great to the client, helps me stay on the muscle longer, so I make sure and really finish all these runs. This is a nice way to drape for therapists. It's kind of drape in thirds or fourths. Just keep winging up a little bit at a time so you don't overexpose the person more than you need to. I try to use my lower body, my hips, when I'm working on my clients. I pull with my lower body, I push. It makes the work a lot more consistent, it feels better, and it's a lot easier on your smaller muscles. I like this back of the hand kind of steam shovel move. I use it a lot. It helps distract the tissues in a different direction. And it also allows me to completely invert the reactive stress on my body or my wrist. Again, more work with the back of my hand, keeping my wrist straight, but just changing the way that I do things so I'm not stressing my body out by doing the same thing over and over again. I actually have a pretty significant injury on my left wrist, so you're going to see me reinforcing it from time to time. When I'm manipulating joints and moving limbs, I like to think of everything as a suggestion versus a command. I'm trying to see where the body will let me take it, not trying to force it somewhere. If you've been to my class or watched this instructional video, you realize that I didn't get my knee all the way in there. Usually I like to get my knee right up by my client's ear to make sure I'm under the shoulder joint. T's super flexible And I've worked on her several times, so I know that I'm going to get what I want. In this position, my knee under her shoulder, I'm trying to distract the shoulder as much as possible, to move it around, figure out any restrictions she might have, issues like that. And I'm getting a little better position for the pullover I'm going to do in a second. I like to make sure that I have lotion, emollient on the tummy, rib cage, underneath the shoulder, probably the pec, before I do the pullover, so I'm not having to reach back for lotion a lot. It's always good to check the draping and adjust it before you move your client or your partner a lot, just to make sure they stay covered. This is a great position or place where you can do some really nice manual release work on the shoulder, the entire shoulder, shoulder blade, pec minor. I want to point out here is that I'm not like jerking her off the table. It's not a grab. My leg comes up and shifts my weight up, and then I let my leg drop, and that starts my weight going the other way, and I just gently suggest or insinuate to please come off the table, see where she stops. She's super flexible, so she doesn't really stop, so I just keep going. And this is not a therapeutic massage session, but if it was, we'd be fine. In my state, full chest and breast work is within our scope of practice, and clients, male or female, can choose to have their chest draped or undraped in order to receive the work. We chose to use nipple covers for the video to allow me to work freely, but also to allow T feel that she wasn't overexposed. So she is long, limber, flexible, strong, so all this stuff is really easy for her. It's not something I would do on someone who wasn't. So it's specific work for a specific client in a specific situation. The point of these videos is to be able to show stuff that I wouldn't teach in a classroom format. I would only teach this in a one-on-one mentoring because there's a lot of nuances to it, a lot of ways to hurt yourself and hurt your client. And so it's something that I don't get to display very much, so I'm really excited to get to show you this. If you were to ask me what my therapeutic rationale here is at this moment, there's a lot I could add. I think what I want to highlight mostly, besides the mechanical leverage and the negative space below the table I get to work into, is the neurological effect, is the neurological emotional effect that you can get with your clients in these different positions that they're not used to. Their bodies will tighten up or they will open up, and you can do lots of different things with either one of those responses. I'm also able to let body weight and the weight of her limbs and her neck to pull the platysma, to pull the fascia in the front of the body and the stomach. And so I'm not having to actually do a lot of manual work sometimes. I can actually just let the body decide what it's going to give, what response it is going to allow itself to have. This oppositional stretch right here is wonderful. Clients love it. I don't have a protocol or a routine here per se. I'm just trying to figure out what's best for her right now. What is the best thing I can do in this position? What are my mechanical advantages? I do a lot of full chest and breast work here because it's a great way to access that tissue. And it's also a non-threatening way because I'm not directly over my clients. So sometimes if there's issues about that, we will work on different ways that I can approach that tissue that they will not have any trauma or safety concerns about. Will almost always land in a different position, even if you do the same thing. So I take advantage of whatever I can get. Here, T, who's super tall, she's kind of rotated. I see this leg back here as a lever, so I know that I want to work on this full body rotation and stretch. So I start with gravity, hanging the leg off the table, and then you'll see shortly I'll probably clip it with my hip or my stomach to try to bring it around and really make this stretch more profound for her. See, I hook it right inside my thigh, and now I can use my body to really pull that lever and make the work dynamic, but very, very easy for me to do, and it leaves my arms open to do other work, so I'm not limited. So here I'm getting ready for some pretty extreme stretching, hip opening. This is definitely something that is for a limited set of clients. I work on a lot of professional dancers and athletes, so this is something I do quite a lot. And I just make sure the draping is really good, and then start to kind of feel her body, figure out where the tightest parts are, and work directly through them with a lot of force, a lot of oppositional force, reinforcing my arm there, taking my time, but definitely trying to be really productive for her. We'll see some of the same stuff from the other side. This is something I teach a lot and talk about, but it's about grounding my elbow. If I just take my hand and put it somewhere on my head, she can't see how dorky I look. Maybe I'll place it on my shoulder, but if I'll ground that elbow and really give it some support, I can use it like a third thumb, a massive thumb. If I don't ground it, then I'm just kind of out there surfing a wave, and that's why elbows sometimes are just not real effective unless you can really understand how to ground it and then how to really do specific work with it. This is just going to be a mirror look at what you just saw, so I probably won't comment as much. Just enjoy this and hopefully get something great out of it. Not a power move, not ballistic. Bring that leg up, rotate, and just let your body weight gently bring your client up and over.
Nice and cracks, thank you.
Of work in the abdomen here, if not work assessment, just so I can see maybe how I might want to access that area when I get her turned over. It's a great way to do that work. not advocating you do this. It's amazing work. Dancers, athletes, other people really enjoy it. It's perfect for tea here, but I would definitely make sure that you are very comfortable doing it, that you're very good with anatomy, that your partner or client doesn't have any conditions that would restrict this. Here I'm working again on her stomach. That can be sometimes a distraction move too, so that she's either focused on the stretch or the stomach to change her focus away from the other one if it's limiting her. Getting rid of the face cradle because she's really high on the table. So now I'm going to have to kind of improvise a bit, which I love doing with T. She's fun to improvise with. By now, this is just standard, is constantly knowing we're going to improvise. But the first time, we worked almost as freely as this, and I found myself in some spots that I had never been before. And I just worked through them, took my time, made sure I had good mechanics, and created some really wonderful techniques and experiences for her that ended up transferring to other clients as well. So clients have no idea where you wanted to end up, so don't assume that they're thinking they shouldn't be there, you shouldn't be there. Just try to make the work really good, try to make it flow, and recover really well. You can't really see this here, but I'll go from being on both knees to having one knee on the ground and one foot and kind of supporting her on my thigh. And then I'll bring her up and I'll be supporting her on my thigh as I'm going to standing. And then I brace against the table. And then I have a brace against the table while my thigh is under her shoulder and her back. So all this work is supported with my bigger joints, my bigger muscles. And I'm really taking care not to put myself in a place where I can get injured. I realize I'm going to go for a lift here to get her back where I want her. And you'll notice it's a momentum lift. I kind of get her swinging where I want her. I know the hip is the joint and the fulcrum. So I just start a downward flow and swing up and make sure the momentum carries me and I'm not stopping to lift in the middle of that. And then I'm just going to keep on improvising, doing great work, making it a wonderful experience, and just finding what I can in each moment. Pretty much anytime my partner or my client's in the sideline position is a great way to get that upper shoulder. It's freely moving. There's nothing restricting it. That's because she's laying down on her stomach or her back. It's just a nice time you can really work on the entire rotator cuff, the lats, all the stuff coming up into the shoulder, going up into the neck. Idea what I'm going to do here. I'm kind of putting it together in my mind while I'm kind of fixing the draping, trying to figure out what I can get done to get her back on that table. She's a really long gal, so I've got to think about these levers. And so this is probably something I've never done before, or at least not exactly. But I put it together. It works. It seems like it's actually pretty well thought out, and I'm sure she thinks it's something that I do all the time. And that's part of my flow in the bodywork is just trying to be open to whatever the body will give you, know its limitations, don't push too far, go in small increments, get some work done on the way, and then just get them back into a good position. Here I've got a great anchor on the table of my hips. I use my body weight to really get a really good stretch for her, torquing her hips, turning them. Still really have no idea how I'm going to get out of this, but I am going to keep trying until I do. I think that's one of the reasons why I absolutely still love bodywork and massage. Every appointment I am excited about because I just don't know what I'm going to uncover. I don't know where I'm going to end up, how I'm going to get there. And that keeps me growing and challenging myself and meeting my clients' needs. I don't get stuck in routines. Okay, now we're getting close. I've got her face up on the table. It's almost time to start the second half of the massage. All I have to do is kind of get her back to a centered position, get her legs figured out, get her draped, take a deep breath, relax, and then go on to the second half.